Whenever I see South Americans playing football or soccer, I'm amazed. That's not the way they taught us to play it in school here in Australia. It's like a dance, the way they bounce the ball off almost any part of the body with the capacity to give it direction. With one's back, with one's shoulder, with one's hip, head, and of course, legs and feet. It's a beautiful art, magnificent spectacle. But you see, in life, for most of us, we are not taught to do things that way because we are taught that life is serious and therefore must be done in an efficient way. But according to Euclidean ideas of efficiency, in ancient times, when people worked, they used to sing. Hardly anybody sings anymore except at a performance of some kind or something like that. Imagine a bank teller singing as they were counting out the money. Why not? What would happen if you were confronted by a singing bank teller? Would you complain to the management? See, this money is very serious. You can't sing about it. Everything will go wrong. I have seen people, I once had my shoe shined in a New York subway. That was a most extraordinary performance. And he was swinging. And imagine, supposing you were a bus driver. Most people, when they drive a bus and through city traffic, they are cursing and swearing and being angry and fighting the clock all the way through town. Well, it's a disaster. But imagine driving a bus with the idea that going from here to there, the point wasn't to get there, but the point was to go. And dancing that bus through the streets with a very, very skillfully accurate traffic dodging. And when you get to a stoplight and there's a jam, you play a little tune on the horn where you pass jokes to the cab driver near you, or you play with the passengers. See, anything can be turned into juggling, into playing with balls. That's why we say, have a ball. But people don't do that because work is not supposed to be pleasant because you get paid for it. You're not supposed to get paid for enjoying yourself. See, that's what I do. I talk to you not because I think I'm doing you any good, but because I like talking about these things. And if you pay me for it, then I make my living. As simple as that. I'm a sort of philosophical entertainer. But that's the point, that the transformation of work is swinging it. And the curse of work that came in the story of Genesis, you see. Work became a curse because the tree of knowledge was the knowledge not of good and evil in the ordinary sense, but of the advantageous and the disadvantageous. So work then being regarded as a method of getting there effectively. A lot of businessmen imagine that they are practical people. I don't know if a philosophy and that kind of thing. I'm a practical man. I like to get things done. What? What is practical? Well, you made money, but that's not practical until you spend it, until you enjoy it. And it's very difficult to enjoy money. Money is a great responsibility. Besides, if you get lots of it, you're afraid somebody's going to take it away. It gives you the jitters. Lots of people think that if they're a little more money, their problems would be solved, and they get it and they worry about their health. There's something to worry about if you're the worrying kind. Always, and it can get worse instead of getting better. By achieving all those things you think will stop you worrying. So the first principle in, we could call it the art of pleasure, is you must swing. And that means, or at least it looks like superficially, that you mustn't take anything seriously. You must realize that life is a form of dancing, and dancing is of course not serious, and that's why it's prohibited by Baptists and gloomy people of that kind. They don't approve of dancing. Even in the Catholic Church, you don't normally see priests dancing. I mean, it's not because it's sexy. Now, you can dance without partners of the opposite sex. You can dance by yourself, but it's considered undignified. But what is the virtue in being stiff and rigid? As Lao Tzu said, man at his birth is supple and tender, but in death he is rigid and hard. Plants when young are juicy and soft, but when old they are brittle and dry. Thus, suppleness and softness are the signs of life, but rigidity and hardness are the signs of death. So the feminine in the sense of the lilting, the playful, the curvaceous, the soft, is the neglected principle by all us Euclideans. And it is the principle of life and of nature. But the problem that exists for rigid people, and we all get rigid in the sense of resistance to life, resistance to change, is how unearthed do I stop that syndrome, which makes me goes uptight? How do I stop that? Because it's useless. Almost useless. That sensation of totally unnecessary strain that exists all the time, that is the ego. The physical reference of the idea ego, just that unnecessary strain, because that tells you you exist. And so that rigidity of holding against life so that I maintain my shape, my form, my place all the time, that constant resistance makes you uptight and unable to swing through fear of what will happen if you let it wiggle. And so therefore, a non-wiggly person is unadaptive in a wiggly world. And so you get these insexual, mechanical-like behavior patterns that have to go on and on and on regularly, always the same chug, 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 chug. And they're not adaptable because you're too rigid, you don't swing in the wind, and so you're going to collapse. So loosen up, find your rhythm in life, and dance to your own beat.